I actually should have gone live a little bit ago. I have the stream will begin soon thing going. It didn't occur to me that we were ready to go now.
What is the delay that you have on the stream?
It's like a couple of seconds. We should be good.
Okay.
So we're starting now, and we have a few people already on chat with us. It looks like we have Raven, Idiotic Synergy, and Infinite Psychosis.
Hello, guys.
Hey,
It's
everyone.
nice seeing you.
Yeah. Welcome to this little stream of ours where we're gonna be where we're gonna be trying to solve the Millennium Puzzle. Can we do it, or will we be forever sentenced to the Shadow Realm? I am, of course, the Midnight Bard, and I have with me everybody's favorite presence in live streams, Dareinger.
The prettiest of girls.
The prettiest of
I
girls.
need my title.
Yeah, the prettiest of girls, absolutely. I believe it. I've never seen you in person, so I mean, I have no clue, but...
At this point, we all just have to accept that,
Yeah.
that I'm the prettiest.
We got a couple of other participants. We have Sky Storm Song, Patience, Helix, and Count Julius, the vampire VTuber. So,
Welcome.
Hello everyone. Happy to have you here, and let's see if we can get started here. So, as I was telling Derringer, my camera is extremely jerry-rigged and is being held together by wishes, daydreams, and miracles. So, you might see it shake a lot. I'm going to try not to touch the table at all, if I can help it. But before we get started, I kind of wanted to just kind of put it out there what this whole building process has entailed. So, it's about 30 pieces. And, well, let me see if I can show the thing here. It's actually, yeah, it's 33 pieces, as you can see here. And they're all, weirdly jagged, so it's not like your traditional type of puzzle. But, I got, yeah, Raven says it's gonna shake until it falls and does that Midnight Bard face reveal. This was a very real concern that we had before the stream started. So, before we got that far, though, there was the pieces come in these runners, and they come disassembled. So, this is the runner that they came in. I had to cut them each out individually, and then put them together, so that we end up with this, which is what the actual pieces are going to be. Yeah, Derringer literally told me that before we got started. He says this camera is going to fall and it's going to do a face reveal. If it's lucky.
Telling you should wear your mask just in case.
Yeah, but then I sound muffled when I have the mask on. So it would make for very poor sound quality. So here's what... We gotta discuss strategy here, because I honestly don't know where to begin with this. We have 33 pieces, and the only strategy that I have so far is that this is obviously the top. Right here.
The two easy ones would be the top and then the pointed bottom.
Yeah, the top and then the pointed bottom, which I'm going to assume is this one. You're going to be in a little bit of a delay there.
Yeah, that's I'm waiting for you to show me. But I think if I remember in the anime, he started with the top, putting it from the top to the bottom.
Okay. So the top is gonna basically pyramid out, I think, because there will be, as I was assembling the pieces, there were some pieces that I thought to myself, those are clearly attached to the top. Like, for example, this piece here, I imagine would go somewhere hereabouts. Or actually, this jagged part right here makes me feel like that's where the face goes. So it would go like this or something. Start placing your bets, folks. How long until I give up?
I do believe the part that you're messing with is a corner piece for the top, but I think you're holding it in the wrong way.
I think you're right. I think you are correct. Let's see, what is the right way to hold it? Like, I feel like it should snap in place just like, like normal, like... But, obviously, like, looking at the top right there, that's not like a flush fit, so I don't think that that's the way it goes. I think there might be something that kind of fans out a little bit from the top here. And then we go from there, so I don't know. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Just putting this out there, according to the anime lore, this took Yugi 8 years to build. So, in case you're not prepared for an 8-year live stream, you might want to get yourself a snack. It is the Me Creator music, yes.
Now, does this come with an Egyptian pharaoh trapped inside once you complete it?
I suppose we won't know until it's fully done. I know that that's the face of it, and I'm purposefully waiting to put that part in last. So, let's see.
So, new strat. We'll set all the pieces out so we can get a better look at everything.
Sure. Let's get a better look at everything here. Setting all the pieces out. And all of them are just like these really weird, like jagged, I don't want to say oblong. I feel like oblong is too rounded of a term, but... So, I'm actually not 100% sure where they would go. And that's the whole point of the thing. This is how we separate the king of games from the third-rate duelist with the fourth-rate decks.
This is how we separate the Derringers from the Stormies.
This is how we separate the Derringers from the Stormies. I love it.
Hello, MCT. Hello, Triumphrat.
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing?
I don't know if we said hi to Dexter yet.
We have not. Hello, Dexter. Welcome to the stream.
So something I wanted to tell you, Bard, is congratulations on getting your RC1.
Yeah.
Were you gonna just like use that to judge locals, or were you gonna try to head for RC2, or was it just for fun?
Right now, it's just for fun, basically, because like, there's a couple of stores near me that just became like official tournament stores. And they're looking for judges to volunteer,
Yeah.
So I figured, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's have some fun with that. So I did the test, I passed with like the bare minimum. There was one question that like really, I was like, what the heck are they asking? But, for the most part, pretty straightforward stuff, like if you know the basic mechanics of the game,
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
That's like one of the few things that I like had a problem with the RC1 was like once you actually start judging, RC1 really doesn't like touch things that you should have like dealt with.
No, yeah.
If that makes any sense, because we're not supposed to like go over what's in the quiz. Obviously.
Yeah. It's something that I was thinking too. I was like, wait, don't say anything you shouldn't.
But yeah, it's like getting RC2 is going to be a little difficult, I feel. So.
Okay, so there's these triangular pieces right here that I'm pretty sure are gonna be faces. So let's see. I know that this one's gonna be like the front, and then like these would probably be like on the sides somewhere. Hello, fearsome. Yes, these are my long nails. I'd like to tell. Oh, okay, so look, I made the first connection right here. And PA Nightmares is also with us. So, okay, so clearly these two belong together. That's just like the eye.
So
And
we
then
have 2 down, only 31 more to go.
precisely. Well, maybe not because so we know that the eye goes there, so the pointed end should go beneath that. So potentially 30 more to go. If I can figure out how the bottom goes on here. Which there's a spot here that I feel like it should click to, but it's not doing it. So either I'm doing it on the wrong side, or oh wait, there it is.
I think you need to first apply the super glue to the back of it, and then they should stick together pretty easily.
Right. Check it out. That's 3. So we're getting there, little by little. I'll figure this out. So, if my theory about there being like certain, like a fanning out from the top piece is correct, then probably these flat pieces are some that would go somewhere on the top just to kind of like spread it out a little bit. The question is, where precisely will those go? I want to thank everybody for showing up to this crazy live stream, by the way.
Not gonna lie, when I saw the 2021 Megatin, I thought we were gonna do a small pack opening as well, and I got excited to see what you'd pull.
Oh, well, yeah, the thing is, the Megatins is a lot of the times like the only type of packs that I get because they come with mostly good things, you know? Like for a majority of the other time during the year, I'll generally just get singles because, I don't want to like, yeah, for example, I got out of the game like back in 5Ds at around Crimson Crisis, I think it was called, with all the assault mode monsters.
Yeah,
And I got back into it when Phantom Rage dropped. And I got so much Phantom Rage trying to get what I thought were the chase cards, which at the time were Zeus and Alpha, the Master of Beasts, that I ended up getting just like all this stuff, like all these FA monsters, like dual avatars, and by happy coincidence, I got the core for both Virtual World and Tri Brigade. So that was a happy thing. But oh look, there's another piece.
and you ended up selling those the Tri Brigade and the Virtual World, and then they ended up being the meta decks the next season.
Actually, no, I held on to everything because I was like, oh, I got Yu-Gi-Oh cards for the first time in X amount of years. So I was just really excited, and whenever I found out that Tri Brigade was actually really good, that's the first one that I built and took to locals.
And now it's one of the top competitive decks
Right.
still.
Yeah, right. I'm not running a competitive build of it myself. I'm actually running like a Tri Brigade Harpy variant, which does okay. It doesn't win all the time, but it does okay.
I've been playing Lyrilusks, and that's one that if Stormy doesn't summon Baguska, I win. But he summons Baguska, and I can't get over it.
Yeah, I hear you. I got Baguska in my live twin deck, and it's one of my favorites to go into for all the obvious reasons.
You and Stormy, those stupid live twins.
I see. Oh well, good night, MCT. Thank you for stopping by, and have sweet dreams. Also, we have Brother Gamma in the chat. And Infinite Psychosis says, "Sup, Derringer?"
So Stormy's been asking me to get like some of my extra Live Twin stuff in an attempt to send that to you.
Oh, neat. Thank
Um,
you, guys.
it's you're gonna be sending back that Phoenix Enforcer, right?
Like my general philosophy on cards like Phoenix Enforcer and Dragoon and stuff like that is that I don't like to run it because I don't like my wins to feel cheap. So by all means, I mean if you want that Phoenix Enforcer, no problem.
I feel like you and I would be a lot better friends than me and Stormy because he's just like, uh, here's my Burning Abyss deck, turn one Dragoon pass. It's just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I'm
no.
not gonna lie. I lose all the time to things that are like, oh, well, here's my Shadal invoked, with turn one Dragoon pass, uh, and I'm like, okay, well, sure, you win, but like honestly, are you proud of that victory? 242 is in the chat and asks what I'm doing. What I'm doing is, um, I'm building the Millennium Puzzle because, according to Derringer, if I succeed in building it, any tournament I enter, I automatically am declared the victor of.
Boy, wouldn't that just be the biggest scam? You spend like amount of money getting a Millennium item and then it actually works.
Oh, that would be
You
so
get what? Like a Shizu's headband and you can just see the future.
Yeah, right. Like my future is just like me spending ridiculous amounts of money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I'm just like
Are,
best future ever.
are you buying the Brothers of Legend set when it comes out? It's got
Uh,
the Dragoon reprint in it.
it does have the Dragoon reprint in it. What I want, it supposedly has Forbidden Droplet, and I want Forbidden Droplet. I don't have Forbidden Droplet, so like part of me is like, yes, I want that, but at the same
Yeah,
time, it's like,
it has Malicious Bane, it has Forbidden Droplet, it has a Dusted Gold. Magician Souls is in it. I'm
ooh,
looking forward to
Magician
that.
Souls.
There's a lot of cards in it. We're actually having a case tournament at our locals, which I'll probably be judging that again.
Hmm.
And hopefully I'll get lucky again with another Ultimate Rare from my OTS packs that I get.
That would be cool. You got BLS last time, right?
Yeah, and it looks so nice in my binder. I need to make a video with like the last Yu-Gi-Oh one that I did on April Fools, but actually show my good like collection cards.
Right. Okay, so this is a corner piece, and I know that it's got like some kind of slide setup to it. I don't think it goes there because it weirdly it doesn't feel like it goes there. That's just my gut instinct on that one. I feel like a face piece would go like down here like this. And let's see here.
I think that one maybe attaches to the top piece,
This one that
because
you're.
it looks
Oh, you're right.
because it looks like it would be the top corner.
Right. And it does have like this weird runner, and I feel like, for example, like right here, but it's on one side but not the other. So, I feel like you're right. I just don't see how yet, unless it just slides in, like, say, for example, right here, which might be the case. Let's see. No, there's like a little stop there, but how about here? Nope. Also nope. Also nope. So maybe, but I feel like there's like something that we're missing that would be like a go-between for it.
Yeah, the super glue.
The super, like, honestly, I'm going to guess that like 90% of the stream will be me flipping through pieces, waiting for something to click magically.
I do think that you're correct about there being an extension on the top.
Yeah.
So maybe there's another piece that clicks into, but that's definitely one of the top corners, I'd say.
I believe you're 100% right about that. Now, let's see. Now, this one, I keep wanting to say that this one clicks here. But, no. There's like a little stud in the way, so I don't think that's right either. Okay, so new strat here. Let me try this. These are probably top pieces. Like right here, like this. And this one for sure, this is the one that you had mentioned, that was definitely a corner piece. So let's try to figure out how we can put this together. And folks in the comments, by all means, if you have a hot take of how we should put this together, please let me know. Alright, so that's a corner piece too. And let's see, these are face pieces. Right here. So let's try to see if we can figure out a way to put these together at the top. No. This is more than likely going to be on opposite ends, I feel like. Something like that.
Welcome to Bard's Nail Salon. Today we'll be painting.
I always get compliments for like my nails, and I'm like, I'm just like, honestly, like the truth about that is that I forget all the time to trim them because it's never like a priority in my mind. So let's have a look here. No. No. I bet you there's like a really simple trick that I'm missing. Like not seeing the forest for the trees and whatnot.
Those two pieces that you just had, those look like they would be the top like extension layer to the top.
Alright, let's have a look. So this was, I think this was the one that I had tried previously, but let me double check. If there is a way, I think that for a second there it looked like it. For a second there I thought I had it. So there's either like a piece that goes in the middle there, or it's supposed to click in a way that I'm not seeing because I have the big dumb. So let's think about that. This was the other piece that you had mentioned, and this one looks like it should slide in a little more easily.
Can you get that other piece that you thought to...
This one?
The other top piece, the just flat one. Can you get that to connect with it maybe somewhere?
And this one here that I'm holding now?
Yes, that one.
Alright, cool. So let's see if we can get it to connect somewhere. Like, I feel like, So not on that side. Yeah, right there. It fits perfectly there. Now the question is, how does it fasten? Is there a fastening?
Do you have to hold it and then fasten it with another piece?
I think that's exactly what it is. I think there has to be a second piece that just clicks in place. Which I think this might be that corner piece with the long runner, because there's this groove in here. So it would be this one, probably. Okay, so let's see here. The answer to that is a big fat nope. But there is... Let me see. So now that makes me think, all right, look at the other flat pieces and see if there's one that would just connect there. Because now it's starting to come together, I feel.
Is there another corner piece maybe that would look to connect with it?
That is an excellent question. So that's a corner piece, but it's on the opposite end. So that would be a no unless it clicks here, which it does not. So let's see, there's this corner piece, which, as I already mentioned, does not click the way that I thought it would. There's this corner piece, which does not click either. So, oh my, what is this? That also does not click, and I feel like it clicks here, but every time I try, there's like, it just doesn't. Well, wait, there we go. Ta-da!
Another piece down, only like another 40 to go.
Right. we're gaining pieces is what we're doing. Alright, now let's see. I'm purposely looking for flat pieces that might connect. Also, it's gonna drive me nuts if there's a certain sequence in which these have to go in. Because then, like, that would mean, like, okay, so you found where they go, now figure out the correct sequence. That would be absolutely nightmarish. Let's see, this looks like a flat piece that could connect somewhere up here. All right. How about this? Nope.
I feel like I don't know how to say the like shape of it because they're not like a specific shape. The like piece that you had a little bit ago that was kind of like a triangle-ish, that seems to be like maybe one of the corner pieces that goes
like
down
here.
to
This one. Right?
No, it's like the ones that kind of look like a Toblerone. The flat triangle one that you hold up, I think that's going to be one of the face pieces for like the bottom of a flat side. Yeah, that one.
Okay. So let's see here. See if you are correct. Maybe, but then we come to the difficult part of trying to figure out where and how. I see that there's like little grooves in here that I feel like something would snap into perfectly. And if that's the case, that would be one of the places for one of these to just click.
Yeah, well, the Toblerone piece would probably click with one of the top corner pieces, question mark?
Ah, interesting. All right, let me have a look. If we can figure out how, then by all means. So you're thinking something like this, basically. Where like, or actually, it would be on the inside, so it would be like something like that, like where it would connect into one of these grooves perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you may be correct about that. So something basically like this, like it would connect to one of the face pieces. That, I mean, that lines up perfectly. So I would say, yeah, maybe. There isn't a way to connect them yet. So unless, that is, it doesn't connect with that piece specifically, but one of these other ones. So let's have a look.
I've been telling him to use like super glue 42, but he just won't listen.
Right.
I mean, I guess it would only be like a 10-minute stream if we did that, but
Yeah, like it's super easy. You just smash all the pieces together and then put them together in whatever way you want. I feel like this clicked. Holy, did that click? Wait. I feel like it did. It might be wishful thinking, honestly, but for a second there, I was like, "That's it. That's one." And you know, this is how difficult it is trying to figure out the outside. There's still like these pieces which I am positive belong on the inside. But the question is, how?
I was gonna ask, is it supposed to be hollow or is it gonna
I
like
don't think it's hollow because if you look at the inside of the top, we have these weird grooves to where I'm positive that something's supposed to click in here to make sure that everything else clicks. And that is nerve-wracking.
we get the whole thing done and then there's one piece that's missing
Oh.
from somewhere?
Well, I suppose the Pharaoh is just going to be missing that part of his soul.
That's
like
that's the part that contains his soul.
like it clicks together, but now he doesn't remember math or something. I don't know.
The most important skill to have in Yu-Gi-Oh! He forgets it. Can't deduct life points anymore. He becomes Stormy.
Okay, I feel like this is a top piece too. I might be wrong, however. I mean, actually, this is a top piece. A corner piece fits into this. It has to. Hold on, where are the corner pieces? No, actually, the face fits into this, doesn't it? It does not. Dang it. I thought I made a big brain connection just now.
Fearsome wants to know what the finished puzzle should look like.
Let's see. The finished puzzle should look like this. Which actually gives us a little something to go on. If you look here, we have these two pieces that are kind of shaped like threes. Those are the corner pieces that need to go on that side. So here's corner piece number 1, shaped like a 3. And there should be a second one that is shaped similarly. So let me have a quick look to see if I can discover that. So that means that these that are shaped like 7s should go on the back or on the sides. And speaking of 7s, what is your opinion of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, Derringer? I shudder to ask.
I wish we had rush duels. I wish we didn't get speed duels. But it's not bad. It's not great. It's a way for them to try to sell more product to like a younger generation, but the summoning mechanics are cool. I don't know how much you've watched of it, but they have like a new summoning mechanic where if you summon out a, a monster that has like 3 cards, which if you summon it in the certain zones, it makes a bigger card. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah. Actually, I have seen that. I have
So
indeed.
I think that's cool, but I mean, we don't have rush tools here. We just have speed duels,
Which is what Dual Links is.
pretty much. Duel links, but IRL and with cards from 2007.
Right. They added pendulums onto it recently, and that's been weird.
There was like 4 or 5 guys at locals that were just so mad that they added pendulums, and I said they've been talking about this forever. They're going to eventually add link monsters to it, and they just kept getting more and more angry.
There's nothing wrong with it. Actually, there's a few Link monsters that I'm kind of wondering how the heck they intend to make those work because, like for example, Link 4s and Link 5s and Dual Links don't make any sense.
Yeah, uh, I mean you could make them by summoning out like a link 3 and then linking up into 4, but it would be
You'd have
like
to jump through more
yeah.
hoops. All right, so real quick, I did manage to do this. All right, so here is the entire assembled face of it. It's not holding together, but we know that these pieces belong. So that's one, two, three, four, five, 6 pieces that are in place precisely where they should be. If I'm not mistaken, this piece here will connect to this piece here. That is the corner. So we are getting there. Now the question is, how do it connect?
It looks like on the right side there should be another piece like on the left side.
Oh crap. Hold on just a second. I think. Let me see here. Is there. Because now I know that this piece will go in the front like that. So the question is, like, is there like an easy way for it to click in place? Just on the top without any additional intervention from a separate piece, which thus far I'm not seeing. So you're probably right. There will be a second piece on this side that does that. So now that we know that this piece here. So there should be like more flat pieces like this, I feel. But let's have a look, see if we don't have a way to connect it to the other side.
Raven did have a suggestion earlier of if you microwave it for a bit, the pieces would become a little more pliable and probably fit together a little easier.
Yes. We're gonna call that our last resort.
How much did you buy this for, if you don't mind me asking?
About $30.
Because I think I'd probably buy something like this.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it would be a fun thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And by fun, I mean I'd probably be bald by the time I'm done with it. But
Now, here's something that's come to my attention: is there are guides on YouTube on how to solve it.
you can't look at those though. You got to do it by using the
Right,
heart of the cards.
precisely. And I've already said to myself that I'm not gonna, what's it called, look at the guides. However, Konami, beautiful titans of industry that they are, it placed an ad inside the box whenever you first open the puzzle, and it was one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. And because basically what it is like, hey, in case you get tired of trying to solve this puzzle because we know it's hard, here's a separate set that you can get. It's the gold sarcophagus. It's super easy to build because it comes with instructions, and you can put the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle in it. I'm like, God.
And you buy that one, and it gives you another ad saying, well, just buy the Mega Tin and put all the pieces of everything in it.
Right? Oh man, I cracked up when I saw that. I was like, wow, you guys are never miss an opportunity to sell product.
I like when you buy the structure decks now that you get like 6 cards on the back that's just, here's our ad for Duel Links. Here's our ad for the other structure deck. Here's our
Right.
ad for the Konami website.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our merch link. Here's this link.
Yeah. Pokemon's been doing that for ages though, man. Like they really like pimp out their online simulator because every little thing you buy of Pokemon comes with a code so you can redeem an in-game pack, which honestly, I would love it if Duel Links did something like that or if Master Duel did something like that because then, every time you buy any one thing, you're technically getting two. Yeah, Raven's got the spirit of it. It's like, you're like, hey, can't put this puzzle together? Put the pieces in this other box, in this other puzzle. So, let's see here.
Has Konami's official online simulator been released yet, or is that still in the works? Do you remember?
We're talking about Master Duel?
Yeah.
Master Duel hasn't been released yet, no.
Are you planning on checking out Master Duel when it comes out?
Oh, yeah. I do intend to check out Master Duel when it comes out. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Now,
I'm
I
surprised.
don't remember. Are they saying that you have to like get your cards and like earn them before you can just, or is it going to be like EDO Pro and all of them where you can just build a deck out of all the card bases?
Oh golly, I hope it's like EDO Pro because like honestly, like I spent so much time grinding on Duel Links. It's a free game, and I've spent so much money on it. It's ridiculous. So like I really do hope that it's an EDO Pro situation where it's just like, hey, you know what? If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, just play this game and you can use all the cards. I doubt it because it needs to be monetized somehow. You know?
Yeah, you can't just sell the simulator game online. You'd have to sell the simulator and then also microtransaction out the packs like they do for Duel Links.
Precisely. And I fear that that's precisely what it's going to be. Like, a part of me just really, oh, found another one. That just clicked in place. Alrighty. We're making slow progress. So we know that we have the face, and we know that we have 3 pieces of the top put together. So, from here is just a simple process of elimination, man.
Okay, so question for you.
Go for it.
Best Yu-Gi-Oh character and why?
Ooh, best Yu-Gi-Oh character and why?
Can be from any of the series.
Jeez. That is a hard question because I have my favorites, but the thing about my favorites is that a lot of the times they're not good characters. They're just like little gremlins that I like. But, oh man. It's hard to say, honestly. Shoot. Like, I like Yusei. I think Yusei's probably like the best pro tag because he has like he seems like he's got like the best sense out of all of them at least. Oh, that's another piece. My favorite protagonist is Jaden, just because I think Jaden is fun.
Like the carefree,
Yeah,
happy-go-lucky dude.
precisely. I like the idea of like a carefree, happy-go-lucky pro tag. He does get a lot darker in the ongoing seasons because like the mess that he's got going on. But I do like him. In the early seasons, a lot of people don't. They kind of feel like he's a huge departure from what Yugi was.
Yeah.
He does kind of catch up to that later on, though. Like with the whole U-Bell thing going on. But it takes time, and it's like not something that a lot of people had patience for.
So, going off of you saying Jaden,
Mm.
who won the duel between him and Yugi at the season finale?
I'm gonna have to say Yugi won that one. Like
Well, you
Jade,
don't think Neos can take on Slifer?
no, Neos against Slifer? No, I don't. I don't believe so. Maybe if he had like another an hitherto unknown fusion, that lets him bypass like plot armor. I don't think so.
It's plot armor versus plot armor. Of course, it's gonna be like a just massive like that. It ended the world, and that's what caused 5Ds.
Yeah, it ended the world, and that's why 5Ds is happening. Alrighty, everybody. I think we have the entire top assembled. So there's that. It's not a. It's actually. I would say that this is a fantastic start. We're getting there, baby. I love this. And I have to say this because like this is something that you guys don't get to see because I did like all the I did all the legwork before we started putting this together on stream. But removing these pieces from the runner has got to be one of the most relaxing things like that I've ever done. I mean, like my sister builds Gundam models as a hobby, and she's built millions of them over the years, right? And she always says, like it's relaxing. I didn't know what the hell she was talking about until I started like taking these. I was like, oh, that does feel nice. That is wow.
I think it would be hilarious if just some of the pieces you had, you put them like together incorrectly. Like
It's not. It's
just,
something that's crossed my mind several times since I started. I was like, I bet you that these pieces just look like they fit together, but they in fact don't. It's crossed my mind a couple of times already. Trust me.
okay, so another tough question for you.
All right, hit me with it.
Best monster. What's favorite monster, either in the anime or just in general?
Ooh, favorite monster. I have a lot of I have a lot of answers to this, but the reason that I
I'll
don't.
let you do a top three if that makes it easier on
Oh,
me.
that does make it easier. Top three. Uh, I do like Neos. I think like my first attempt at deck building, like not like getting a net deck, or a profile from online, was building an e-hero build, and Neos was the center point around that. But this is back when e-heroes weren't jank like they are today.
Yeah,
So I had to figure out real creative ways of making sure that I kept Neos. So because I was investing a lot of resources into it. So I did all kinds of things like like instead of okay, so maybe instead of summoning it, I find ways to throw him into the graveyard and then summon him from there using Monster Reborn or Oversoul or whatever. So my Neos deck was one of my favorites, and the first time that I took it to a locals back in the day, this would have been 2012. Um, Everybody at the time was running Dark Arm Dragon, and I did all right. Like I didn't get flat out stomped, So I was like, Neos for me is definitely top tier. Um, Maybe not so much now as back in the day because Dark Arm Dragon was a big deal back then, but by these days he's rather tame.
yeah.
Yeah, but back then, it felt good saying I went against a tier 0 deck and I won a couple of times. It was a lot of fun. Um, let's see, jeez. Second, I would say probably, um, and this
I'm,
is
I'm assuming you're going to say Blue Eyes somewhere. I mean, that's the deck that you told me that was the one you introduced yourself with when you were telling me.
yes, because but the thing is that Blue Eyes deck only works because of the Drytron engine. You know, like
Blue Eyes Tritron. Wow.
yeah, because I'm doing like a Chaos Max Drytron. So like, although I do love the deck, and I think the Blue Eyes White Dragon is iconic, which is why I'm gonna say he is definitely part of my top three. Um, and that one's not for playability. It's more because like, hey, he's the Charizard of Yu-Gi-Oh. He's
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say so. Neo's Blue Eyes, two normal monsters. Go figure. Um, but my number three, just because of its versatility and like all the stupid things you can do with it, would be Crystron Halqifibrax.
You didn't hear it, but I just like let out a huge sigh. Such a degenerate card.
It is a degenerate card, and with the banning of Olion and things like that, I'm like, okay, you can't mess with it as much as you did. Like there's a lot of things that are gone. But here's the thing, they banned Electromite, and so Metal Foes doesn't work the way it's supposed to, or the way that it would. It's not at full power. But throwing Halqifibrax in there lets you do stupid things with Metal Foes, like get out a Borreload Savage Dragon with like a Link 2 attached to it. It's great. So
which
it levels the playing fields for a lot of decks that I play that shouldn't in any case work. So Metal Foes, Karakuri, things like that.
well, it's with Halky Fibrax. It's just Electromite should have been banned when they banned it, but it
Yes,
can come back. It's not as powerful. Halky Fibrax needed to be banned as well, but they were just like, we're going to give you the firewall treatment, keep you around as long as we can, but ban every single card that's in your very like immediate area.
agreed. They did
Just
do they did do him
we,
dirty in that regard. Yes,
we lost so many tuners, Bard.
we lost
We
so many.
lost so many tuners.
It is true.
Synchrons will never be the same because of that card, Bard.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, but I do still like Kriston Halk though. I mean, like him and Despot are just like BFFs, and I love it.
Well, the stuff you can do with those, like Halky Fibrax, is just like nutty, honestly. Like being able to summon it and then go into Auroradon and then have your desk bots come out and just climb into like Borreload Savage Dragon, Ultimate Sulkin, just have a board full of you don't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I win.
Yeah,
It's a good card.
yeah. And in all fairness, like I said, I don't like to win in a cheap way. It's why whenever I got Dragoon out of the last Megaton, I sold it immediately because I'm like, this card is kind of super janky, and it's what everybody's using whenever they don't want to put effort into the game. Like, hey, Dragoon pass, I win. Um, but um, I feel like those cards in decks that don't normally have that power level, perfectly fine. You know,
Yeah.
like if you ran Red Eyes Dark Dragoon in a Red Eyes deck, by all means. But the problem with Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is that with Verte Anaconda, you can run it in anything and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's with the past couple ban lists. I've been actually really disappointed in Konami's uh, lack of banning when it comes to hitting that like set of cards because you can either get rid of Dragoon, Verte, or Red Eyes Fusion, and that fixes the problem.
Right.
But they don't. They didn't do that. They they took a couple cards off the ban list, put like one or two on, but they didn't like touch the problem cards.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, this is them just saying, like, we need to, I don't know, like, we don't want to get rid of Dragoon because we don't have, like, a card that we can sell in its place.
Which now they do with Destroy Phoenix Enforcer.
Exactly.
It's not as good as Dragoon, but it's still like a decent substitute.
Right.
I was gonna say a budget substitute, but I was like, it's like
it's $80. It's not budget.
Yeah. Whose budget am I working with?
I was like, when I pulled it, it was $80. I don't know if it's gone up in price, but.
Well, I can actually check that right now since I'm just sitting here watching.
Does no one love Kaiba Man? Kaiba Man made Blue Eyes White Dragon work like back in the day, and it was excellent.
Yeah, Phoenix Enforcer's about $85-ish when you get to the reputable sellers.
Okay.
Have you seen Sword Souls go off?
I have not. I've actually been worried about next time I attend any kind of event. I'm like, Sword Soul is probably gonna sweep me. I wouldn't even be surprised.
You should. It is disgusting. It's show a card from your hand, summon a thing, get a token, synchro summon, get another thing because you have a synchro monster, reveal it, get a token, synchro summon.
Oof.
You end on a board with like Lafleur and I don't remember what I think the guy who I played against had Lafleur and then Crystal Clearwing.
Yeah, that is precisely what I was worried about, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna say that these pieces probably go on this side, because this side has like kind of like an opening in the front, which makes me think that's where the face would go into. But here's the thing: the face does have these two prongs that kind of look like an electrical socket type thing. So there should be something that connects here, which is probably the missing piece here at the top. So let me switch real quick to start looking for what might connect to this one, and then that'll make everything go a little easier, I feel.
So, you may like kick me out of the call when I ask you this. Am I a bad person for buying a set of gold rare Mystic Mines?
No. No, by no means.
That's I was so excited when I saw that they got a reprinting in El Dorado, and then
that's beautiful.
I was like, well, I mean, I'm a pretty terrible person anyway, so I might as well just go and upgrade my secrets to gold rare.
Why not? I mean, go off. Why wouldn't you?
So I got one of each of the alternate arts because they all look cool, and then I bought the Numeron stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because have you? Well, I mean, I've been spamming the Numeron stuff in the Discord, so you've seen it from that, I'm assuming.
Right.
But summon a dude with 100,000 attack just seems kind of.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Numeron Dragon is redonk. What's it called? Recently, I mean, because like even though I do attend locals from time to time, my favorite thing to do is just like do tabletop, because or kitchen table Yu-Gi-Oh, because you don't have to worry about power levels as much, and everyone can just kind of play like fun decks, But one of my friends is obsessed with reptiles, so he went out and he built Ogdoadic whenever they came out, and they're pretty great, but they're not like competitive by any means, So the thing that gets me is, hold on, let me turn down the music because I got the Fang of Critias banging in my head right now.
I have a question from the audience. He wants to know which season of One Piece our words are coming about. Like, what
With
season of One Piece are we talking about?
this would be season 1, where Goku decides
Gets
to
his first Digimon.
gets his first Digimon and heads over to Indigo Plateau to challenge, I don't know, the 4 Saint Beasts.
Challenge the four Saint Beats to a mech battle.
Yeah, to a mech battle.
And then a Titan shows up.
Yeah, and so he uses his Digimon Gundam 001. Let me think. I really do feel like I'm on the verge of, like, figuring the whole thing out here. Like, I'm almost 100% positive that I'm on the right track here.
I think we made 42 upset.
You made 42 upset by getting copies of Mystic Mine.
Well, I mean, that was just, we couldn't avoid that one.
Right. I like how Mystic Mine is just that one Yu-Gi-Oh card that everybody knows. It's like, no, stop it.
My favorite thing is that the whole community hates that card, and they hate the people that play that card. Aside from Jeff Leonard, who's like this 50-year-old guy who plays Yu-Gi-Oh with his son, and it's just accepted that he's the only Mystic Mind player, and he's the only one allowed to play it. Like, his playmat, I don't know how familiar you are with, like, card art of Mystic Mind, but his playmat is Mystic Mind with, like, him photoshopped into it as the guy with the sword.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so still trying to figure out what piece is missing from the top here.
So you and Stormy are on the evil twin kick.
Yeah.
Evil twin decks.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got back into the game with, like, the release of Phantom Rage. So, since I got so much Phantom Rage, I was like, alright, let's just keep this train going, and I got a lot of Genesis Impact, too, so I had the core for Magistus and for the twins, and what have you, but, what do you call it? I don't know, like, I built twins because I felt like twins was just the better one, and I think I was right.
It's a good deck. Stormy plays it against me, and like the fact that everything's a quick effect kind of makes me angry because it's like, here I am trying to set up my board, and it's like, on summon, quick effect, bring out Kiss a Kill, bring out Layla. I'll draw a card, and I'm also going to blow up the thing that you need on the field.
Right.
I just sit there and stare at him, and I'm like, I'm going to punch you if you do that again. We had a game last week that we played where I had number F0 Utopic Draco Future, and I had one of my Lyrilisk monsters out. So it's basically I can send a special summon monster back, and then I can negate a monster effect.
Mm-hmm.
He flips the stupid trap card that they have that lets him switch control of a monster. So I have a 500 attack Kiss a Kill now, and he has my Utopic Future Dragon.
Oh.
And I just look at him, it's like, I don't have anything big enough to get rid of my own card. You win this one.
Mm-hmm. That's how they work. That's what they do. Oh man, Okay, I feel like that piece goes there. Like, like that. But it's not snapping all the way. No, that can't be right. Ah, Bard. I thought I had made progress, but no. Oh, wait. Does it connect here? Have I made progress? The answer to that is also no.
That microwave's looking awfully tempting.
Yeah, that microwave is looking extremely tempting at this point. Like, there are pieces that are fitting in place, and it's making me happy. But at the same time, there are pieces that are just refusing to click, and it's making me very upset. I failed the 1 hour challenge? No way! It has been over an hour. Oh no.
Let's see, on my it says it's only been 28 minutes, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay. Let's see. But yeah, no, Live Twins, dude, like super good. And you know, like I always kind of wondered, like, because at whenever they first came out, they didn't have like a deck, you know. It was like
Yeah,
you have like all these monsters that do things and they're a good engine, but you know, you
you
don't.
didn't have like the Halloween one and the Christmas one, and
Yeah,
then you didn't have the new Link 4. You just
yeah.
had like the bare bones to
I
have
don't.
like an engine of some site.
Yeah, and the thing about that is too, like I don't know, like whenever I saw the Link 4, I was at that point so used to the way that they worked with the Unchained that I was like, I don't need it. I'm good. I don't even know what it does, to be honest. I never stopped to look.
The new Link 4, or
The Link 4, yeah.
uh, it makes me upset, is what it does.
Link 4 makes Derringer upset.
It's one of the Starlight rares in the new set, and that kind of upsets me.
Oh, yeah.
So it says you contribute the card special summon one up to one Kiss a Kill monster and one Lilla monster from your graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, send one Evil Twin monster from your hand, deck, or face up on the field to the graveyard. Send one card from the field to the graveyard. You can use each of the effects once per turn. So it's just a spot removal that it's not it's a send spot removal, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I gotcha. Hmm.
And you can have a playset of the Starlights for about $1,000.
Oh, fantastic. I love spending $1,000 on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh, man.
That was a question I was going to ask you. If you could max rarity one of your decks, what would it be?
Max rarity. Shoot. Uh, the obvious answer to that would be Tri Brigade, because it's the one I take to local. So if I can max rarity all of it, you know, like so have like the. Actually, now that I think about it, Shirag isn't a Starlight rare in Phantom Rage, is he? I don't think so.
Uh, I can check real quick. I don't know though.
Yeah, I don't think so. Hmm. Do you fit in here? Again, I want to thank everyone in the chat for stopping to watch this ridiculous stream of Bard struggle with shapes.
No, Shirag is just a secret, and then he's an ultra in the 10.
Hmm. In that case, let's see. Let's aim higher in that case. What can I... Which deck would I max rarity?
Mine's easy because I started out playing Ancient Gears, and I want a playset of my ultimate Ancient Gear golems.
Ooh.
Those are $1,500 each, though. So
Yikes.
that's a very far off pipe dream.
I mean, I guess... Um... I've been tinkering with like the Black Rose Dragon deck. Like a pure like using all the rose cards and whatnot. Uh, the most expensive card I own is an ultimate rare Black Rose Dragon, and I know that now. I'm pretty sure in one of the recent sets he comes as a Starlight. He just got reprinted as a gold rare in El Dorado. So I don't know. I feel like that one would probably be like the one where it's like, hey, it doesn't do a lot, but dang, it looks pretty.
Well, that's with Black Rose. You have to like decide what you think is max rarity because there's also the Ghost Rare from Crossroads
That's
of
true.
Chaos,
That's true. There is a Ghost Rare Black Rose Dragon, isn't there? Oh, I forgot
and,
about that.
and the near mint for that is $2,000.
Shoot. My ultimate rare is crying in $400.
There's a guy at our locals who has a Ghost Rare Black Rose that he actually plays. He max rarity Gravekeepers, and it's like a $2,000 to $3,000 deck that he brings and plays. It's
Uh-oh.
just like I always just joke with him, act like I'm gonna spill something on his cards, and I'm just like I'm extra careful that I don't
Yeah,
because
there's one. Found it. It finally clicked. Yes. I'm so happy.
it was ambitious that you set a goal for 1 hour when it
Uh,
took you 8 years. Um,
well, the reason I set the goal for 1 hour is because I know that I can't like do this until I finish because I went to a wedding yesterday where I was the best man, and that means that I had to rent a tux, so I have to go return the monkey suit before they close shop. So I was like, okay, so I'll do it for a little bit, see how far I can get. We're gonna aim for an hour. so, but we are getting things that are clicking into place, and that makes me feel ambitious, or like that makes me feel very very hopeful.
so your playmat there has Slifer on it. Out of all the like quote unquote gods, which one is the best?
Oh,
I'm
that one.
including sacred beasts, wicked gods, etc.
I was gonna say like if we're just if they just have God in their name, then that one's easy. That would be Goth Mommy from it wasn't Dawn of Majesty. It was Blazing Vortex,
Oh
Underworld Goddess of the Closed World.
yeah,
Yeah,
the Link 5 Kaiju or Link 4 Kaiju.
the Link Five Kaiju.
The hey, that's a nice card you have on your field. I'm gonna use it.
it's it's a nice card you have on your field. It would be a shame if someone were to link it off.
I think mine has to be the Wicked Avatar, just because it is better than Moon Mirror Shield.
yeah, I can absolutely see that.
And with IC 1000 being the guy that just gets 100,000 attack, and you have to attack him.
Hmm.
Of course, Wicked Avatar is going to be the reason why you don't lose.
Yeah, right. Wicked Avatar is a wicked card.
It is just a black sphere. Best card art ever.
Yeah, like him and what's it called? Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode. Which reminds me, I meant to ask you this earlier. Whenever you were talking about the Sword Soul, but like, are Fluanderies not doing well? Like, because everybody was hyping them up real hard, and then I heard nothing after.
It's a good deck. Sword Soul is better, and Lyrilisk is better. So, like, the things that made Flunderies good,
Are just not good.
Well, I was actually talking to someone last night at locals about a similar thing. Is like Flunderies looks good on paper. It can do things, but why would you play Flunderies when you can play something like Lyrilisk Tri Brigade that does the same but better and does more?
Because then you can't say Flundery's nuts.
So I used push to talk, and I was trying my damn just to stop laughing at that. But yeah, you're right. You can't say that. So that is point for Flunderies.
Point for Flunderies.
But yeah, it's just basically the premise of like uh, there's other decks that do the same thing but better.
Okay.
Uh, but I mean, it's one of those things that if they get one card, it'll break it, and it could be like the next meta deck.
Gotcha. I guess I'm looking forward to that. Uh, for no reason other than like uh, I like winged beasts. I just do like that. That's generally the type of deck that I play. With like for example, Tri Brigade and Harpies and Black Wings and stuff like that. So like I like the idea of another winged beast meta deck.
Well, I mean, currently one of the meta decks is like Lyrilisk is Wing Beast.
Lyrillus is Wing Beast, and I do have like most of it. I'm missing like the three Wagtails and the Bird Call, but other than that, yeah, like I have a majority of it. Because originally when I built Tri Brigade, I built it as a Lyrilusk variant because that's the one that was popular right out of the gate.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, like I can do that.
I
But
may have a couple extra Wagtails that I have obtained. So if Stormy, uh, whenever he gets ready to send the stuff to you, I'll see if I can toss those in if I find them.
sweet, thank you.
The bird calls, though, I struggled getting my three of them. That's just such a good card.
Did you try to like pull them, or did you what's it called? Did you try to just like buy singles?
Uh, I'm like a lot of people at our locals really like me for some godforsaken reason, and a lot of them were like, "Hey, we know you've been trying to buy this deck, so have these cards. We don't need them." And there's
That's
this one
nice of
guy.
them.
He just comes in and buys like $500 worth of cards to get two cards, and then
Got one.
away. When
That's
Genesis Impact came out, he bought 6 boxes just to get the Life Twin stuff, and then he gave away the rest of it. So he gave me like all of the Drytron core stuff when like the Drytron core stuff was worth a ton of money.
yeah. It's not worth a ton of money anymore. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Look at that. It is coming together. Raven says his favorite god is Karibo.
There's a guy at locals who had a Karibo deck, and it's not good, but it's annoying.
I think that's like Karibo in a nutshell. It's not good, but it's annoying.
Well, it's like, oh, I'm gonna swing to attack you? Question mark. No, I'm gonna Rainbow Karibo your guy, and then he just Mystic Pipers out 3 guys, goes into, I think it's Lionheart is
Mhm.
the level 1, and then just I attack you and you take the damage that both of us would have taken.
Yeah, Karibo. You can get up to some jank with Karibo. And
Those are
they
my
They have a new archetype coming out in the Brothers of Legend.
Yeah, we're actually getting the Creepo brothers. That's one of the things that like everyone at locals have been excited for.
Yeah. Okay, this one could go in any number of places. I feel like, is it? It's not here. Although it fits like perfectly, like it just, oh man. But it's also not here, and it can't be any of the other two corners because those are taken. So I guess it'll depend on what piece goes here. Which, I feel like that's the four corners there. So let's start messing around, see what we can do here. And wouldn't you know it, they're just pieces that like would fit, but there's not anything to like snap them in place. So there's like a piece that goes in between. Although if I had to guess, I would say this one here and this other one here. Whoop. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. This other one here.
Well, Raven said he's not buying me Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I guess we're a Magic the Gathering stream now.
Okay, that's fine. I like Saheeli as a Planeswalker. I think that you just get a lot of advantage just playing Saheeli.
We were playing EDH last night, and I completed my Toxrill deck.
Yeah,
And
I had to look that up, and
disgusting.
that is dirty. Holy cow.
So Stormy was playing Krinko, so he was summoning just a ton of level. He was just summoning a ton of 1/1 goblins.
Yeah.
As soon as he says, "I end my turn," they all die, and
Yeah.
I just get a ton of slug tokens, and the deck has so many things that make slug tokens or other tokens. As like I end the game ends with me having 100 damage that I can swing at people.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It was glorious.
Yeah, like I had to look that one up because whenever you mentioned it, I was like, "Huh, that sounds interesting. What's he talking about?" And then like as soon as I read like what all the cards were and what they did, I was like, "Oh, that's dirty." So that is, ouch.
Well, I'm very like Yu-Gi-Oh mindset in the fact that I like archetypes. So for my EDH decks, I have tribals because that's the Magic equivalent of an archetype.
Yeah, agreed.
So
Same.
I have Slug tribal, I have Spider tribal, I have Crab tribal. And it just happens that slugs are horribly overpowered.
I think I just found it. I think I just found where it clicks. Lord have mercy, we got it. But the problem is I don't know which sequence they go in, so now there's this snapping involved. Okay, take it easy. Breathe, Bard, breathe. You got this.
Breathe, bird, breathe, slams it down on the table. Now we have to restart.
Tune in next week where we start from scratch because I lost my patience. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Bilzers used a squirrel deck, and he would just make a ton of them so you couldn't block them. Yeah, squirrels are ridiculous in Magic, man.
It's a ton of 1/1 squirrels,
Yeah.
and then pass turn because you don't have your card that gives them haste. Well, Toxrill effect activate. How many squirrels you have? 93? Okay, I have 93 slugs now, and you have nothing.
What's it called? Like my biggest roadblock getting into Magic was that I too am very Yu-Gi-Oh minded. So I was always like, okay, so what's your boss card? You know, like where is your boss card? And I had to learn real hard that like in Magic, you know, like a big attack, big stats don't necessarily mean anything. a lot of the
Yeah.
times you can win just by swinging a bunch of 1/1 tokens at your opponent, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like my biggest hurdle to overcome, and it's a hurdle that I still struggle with because like I keep thinking I'm like, okay, we combo, we get to our boss, and once we're at our boss, then we're winning, and it it literally is. I don't know if Helix is still here. Helix was in the chat earlier, but he's one of the guys that I play EDH with, and he plays like some really dumb things, like like he plays Muldrotha, so he's constantly just throwing things into the graveyard to cast them from his graveyard, and
Yeah.
what's it called? He's got like vampires, which vampires, all they are is just a huge swarm of like just creatures that have haste. So like the moment they come in, they're ready to start hurting you. So like me against Helix in Yu-Gi-Oh, most of the time I can take him. He's got a couple of like weird combos that are really frustrating to deal with. But in Magic, I've never beaten him once. Not fairly, at least. Like somebody had to be over my shoulder, like like backseat magicking, for me to be able to beat Helix.
Well, last night, he's actually a guy that I've done a couple videos with, called Save Shooter, but he plays a mill deck for EDH, and he has this card called Eater of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4/1 black. Just, I think it's a 3/4 creature, and it says take one creature from any graveyard and remove it from the game. Untap Eater of the Dead. If he has his commander, he can tap it and make you mill 4. And
Huh.
if you mill a monster, he can use Eater's effect to untap it and then tap it and make you mill 4 again. So he just kept milling 4 on everybody, and as soon as he got like 2 monsters in the graveyard of one person, he was like, well, that's game.
Guys,
And he milled 5 people with like a turn 4 board. I was very salty.
yeah, I bet. Like, we've had this discussion. I was like, what does it feel worse to lose at? Does it feel worse to lose at Yu-Gi-Oh? Does it feel worse to lose at Magic? And uh, I have to say, it feels worse to lose at Magic. Like, in Yu-Gi-Oh, I always feel like I stand a chance to make a comeback. I never feel that way in Magic. I feel like if I don't start winning turn 1, I'm just not going to win. So it's a really weird game, and like the worst part about it is that a lot of my Magic player friends complain that Yu-Gi-Oh is confusing. I was like, you've played Magic with me. Like, how are you gonna tell me that Magic's not crazy, man? Like, you can do some ridiculous things with Magic.
And I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Like Magic with Yu-Gi-Oh, it seems like the game can be a 50-50 who wins.
Yes.
With Magic, it's like I've seen people who have a board that doesn't look like it does anything, and then they summon like Tarka and Old Gnawbone. They activate Aggravated Assault, and then they just continuously attack you, get mana, continuously attack you, get mana.
Yeah, you can go infinite in Magic. That's even though that's not impossible in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a lot less likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently 42 plays Magic too, and she can't get her head around it.
That's Save Shooter. He has Elf deck, and I remember one game we played with him. He had a hand that he opened with one land. With one land, he was able to get 16 guys on board.
God help me, man. Like, seriously, like that's the thing that gets me about Magic, man. Is I'm like, look, I want to like this game. I do, I really do. But when you can do ridiculous things like this, I'm.
I liked when EDH was slow and it's like the good old days.
That's true. Like they straight up told, and you know, like here's the thing. So like we got into Magic because of our friend Mordor, and Mordor, the way he sold it to us was, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh cards are expensive, which I agree with. But then he says, Magic is a poor man's game. You know, like you can build a relatively good Magic deck for pennies on the dollar, and that's true for bad decks. You
I was
know,
gonna say, I was gonna say that is true, but you have to be playing like some tier 500 decks.
right? I was like, you really got me with that one, man. Like, I believed you for a second, and then I saw what you were talking about, and I was like, no, that is false.
That's none of the people that I play EDH with have decks. Well, Stormy has a deck now that is less than $200, but
Right.
everyone else had like this one guy. He's like, well, here's my $4,000 Gaia Cradle,
Oof.
and I'm just like,
And yeah, like
why?
EDH especially can, you know, get like ridiculously expensive for no reason. You know, like gosh, like for example, Helix is trying to build like this deck. He has been trying for like a long time. And you know, he says that the only thing that's been keeping him from successfully putting it together is cost. And I said, well, what kind of cost are you looking at? And, you know, he mentioned that, you know, it was going to be thousands of dollars. And I was like, how in the world? And then he's like, oh, it's because I need the dual lands that don't tap when they come in. I need the ones that are just like shock you or do whatever. I was like, oh my God. Ouch. I don't know, man.
Well, that's the Toxrill deck that I built was pretty budget, and then a friend of mine was like, "Hey, here's this combo you can." It costs like $50, and I was like, "I don't want to spend that." So it was my birthday, still kind of, and
Mm-hmm.
he just goes up and spends the $50. He's like, "It's nothing to me," and it's like, "What?" It's super dirty though. I actually feel bad like doing it because there's a land that
Mm-hmm.
turns all lands into swamps.
Yep.
There's an artifact that turns all swamps into 1/1 dudes.
Yes.
Toxtril just nukes all of their swamps and creates slugs.
Yep.
You don't have mana now. I just wiped all of your ability to play the game.
Yeah. I looked it up like whenever you mentioned it, and I saw that the moment that he came in, like anything that was on the field got like a -1/-1. I was like, oh, that's even the lands. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's at the beginning of each instep, so it's just it kills everything.
Mm-hmm. Derringer has multiple sugar daddies, says Raven.
But Raven is my favorite sugar daddy.
Well, there we go. Oh man.
He sends me the dankest memes and the bestest gifs.
Memes and gifs. Holy cow.
And I've currently ascended on Discord. If you've noticed my new profile picture,
The one where you're a cat?
the one where I'm Raven's cat Tyler.
Oh, now it makes sense. I thought that was just your cat.
No, he in his stream this morning he was like, "Look at this picture of my cat. Look how derpy he looks." And I was like, "Can I see that?" And then I asked him what he thought was going to happen afterwards because him and Patience were like, "Why?"
I love it.
It's like this is on brand for me.
Yeah. This is actually coming together, man. I am surprised that we are here. But see, this is where the initial problem that you and I were talking about comes in. That it's obvious it's not hollow, and we
Yeah,
have all these grooves inside. So I think a lot of these like really weird shaped pieces are going to go inside somewhere. And they're going to be used to hold everything on the outside together. Which makes me extremely nervous because now we're like, okay, so what goes where though? So,
Well, the super glue goes on the pointy bits.
yes, super glue goes on the pointy bits. But I'm actually going to call this part one of assembling the Millennium Puzzle with Bard and Derringer. I do have some errands to run today, so unfortunately I can't stick around and try to build it some more. But this is our finishing point where we are now. And I know that the face piece will actually go here at the very end. So we have an end goal in mind. It's all a matter of getting there. And we have a very solid start. I think that maybe with optimistically with one more stream we can finish, but like given what I thought was gonna happen today, I'd say maybe 1-2. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, for watching me struggle with geometry for the past hour and however minutes we've been here. So thank you, Raven42. I know Helix was here, but I think he's since left. Derringer is in the chat. We had PA Nightmares. We had MCT. Everybody, thank you very much for stopping by. And check us out next time. We will be trying to continue this. If Derringer is down. Are you down?
Yeah, I'll be here for it.
All right, sweet. So
I'll bring the super glue.
Derringer will bring the super glue next time. So in case we, decide that enough is enough, we'll just throw it out. But yeah, thank you for stopping by the Nevermore Collective, for checking out this crazy live stream. And to quote 242, once you join the collective, you can leave only when you submit the appropriate paperwork.
Yeah, we need those papers turned in.
Yeah.
Like, turn them in, or else you can't leave.
Righto. All right, thank you guys. We'll catch you again next time.